For many people, once February rolls around, so does the realization that their New Year's resolutions have fallen by the wayside. Fortunately, the Chinese Lunar New Year, which began on February 5th this year, offers an opportunity to reevaluate, revise, and resolve to get it right this time. Everything is relative. Western society follows the Gregorian calendar, which measures the time it takes for the Earth to revolve around the Sun, but it completely ignores that other heavenly body. Though Mr. Gregorian would like to pretend it doesn't exist, the moon makes its presence known, as it is the chief agent affecting the rise and fall of the ocean's tides. Some even believe that the moon can have an influence on human behaviors. Considering that the human body is comprised of 60% water, that theory may not be as far-fetched as it seems. The point is, whatever excuse there is to begin on a journey of self-improvement ought to be welcomed with open arms. When it comes down to it, calendars and traditions are completely arbitrary. There's no time like the present to work towards a dream. Speaking to runners as they crossed the finish line of the New York Marathon last November, many of whom started training in February, it became clear that in order to accomplish great things, it's necessary to set a goal, follow a plan, and, most importantly, have strong motivations.
My name's Margaret. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, but I've lived in New York City. I've lived here for almost 6 years. It's my first marathon ever, first New York marathon. So exciting. I was crying the entire week. This is officially the longest distance I've ever ran. I can barely walk, so I have to keep them going, but I'm ready to go drink a beer. My father passed away a year and a half ago, and running was my meditation, and it was just something that I could just go run and clear my head, and it just was something that I'm you know what, I think I got to do this. And then once I set a goal, I meet it, so here we are, and I did it, so I'm thanks, Dad.
My name is Adisa. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Flatbush. Yeah. I'm 25. First marathon. I started training I signed up in February, and I started a training plan. And I just stuck with the plan, and I read a lot of blogs and a lot of expert advice from other runners. Spoke to friends who had done it before. It was painful, but it was people told me beforehand that the crowd energy would be amazing, and that's the best part. And they really were not lying. That really was incredible. That's what got me through it, to be honest. Starting around mile 22, going through Harlem. That's where I really needed it. And then also around the halfway mark, it was encouraging because I felt oh man, I still have another half marathon to go. But with the people going, it felt with the people cheering me on, it felt as if it felt easy. It felt easier than it actually was. The adrenaline and everyone wanting to give you a high five, and the little kids just reaching out and wanting to high five you, and everyone was really the bands and the live music in general, the DJs. I saw dancers. I saw everything. I love that. I guess maybe not a majority, but a large part of the marathon is in Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn probably takes up the most amount of miles, I would guess. And that part was awesome and surprising because I was able to run through pretty much the entirety of Brooklyn, starting from the south all the way up north. And I've never done that before, so just seeing the neighborhoods change and all the different cultures between each neighborhood, and seeing how the vibe and energy changes as you progress through Brooklyn and the rest of the city was awesome. I definitely would like to do it again, possibly next year. I might not do New York again next year. I'd probably do a different city. I had a few different motivations. I guess one was fitness. I wanted to get into better shape. I'm 25. I'm hey, I should be in decent shape. I ran also in memory of my mom, who passed away last June from cancer. And so I wanted to do something to commemorate her and remember her. So I kind of dedicated it to her.
Linda Burrell, and I'm from Maryland. I grew up in upstate New York. This is my second New York marathon. It's my 15th overall marathon. I started running marathons when I was 49. I just turned 60. I started doing running and I liked it, and I had done a couple half marathons, and then I decided to do a marathon, and I don't know. Then you get kind of hooked on it. I'm an oncologist. I work with cancer patients. It's a little heavy. So for me, my running is a release, is a lightness to, some of the heavy things I have to deal with. So I enjoy running. Like, that's one of my good running buddies, and we enjoy just getting together and talking about other things. I just kind of let my mind go other places.
This is Stanley Vlodika reporting.